Hey guys, I don't know what's gonna happen with this video. I was literally sitting here eating chips because I'm kind of sad, and probably because I haven't eaten lunch also. And I was kind of just thinking stuff in my head, and I was like, you know what? This could be a great video. So I don't know if I'm gonna post this. If I do, well, you're watching it. But yeah, here's a fun story time about my love life. Once upon a time, I fell for a guy. He came in my life in a short spurt. We got each other's contact information and he had to leave, and so we were kind of texting back and forth for a really long time. Had this great connection. We would call each other, you know, all that fun stuff, and it was really great for like 6 months. But it was really hard on me because we never actually talked about if we liked each other. I liked him almost instantly. I kind of thought that he might like me. I don't know. But we were just talking, and then he comes back into town a year later. So we've been talking about a year. There was a time frame in there where, like, he kind of stopped talking to me for a while, but I kind of kept just trying to talk to him. And so I kind of kept the friendship going. About a year, he came back, and I'm like, you know what? I have to tell him that I like him because I'm tired of wondering. So only in town for like a couple days. We hung out, and then I left from hanging out with him. It was like around like 10:30 at night, and then I was with my best friend also. I was talking to her, and she was like, you should just tell him. And I'm like, right now? And she's like, yeah, just text him. And I'm like, I don't want to text him. I want to talk to him. She's like, well, yeah, you should just go text him, see if he's available to talk before you leave. And so I was like, you know what? Okay. So I texted him. I was like, hey, can we talk? And he was like, yeah, actually, I was hoping to talk to you. And I'm like, okay. I talked to him. Hey, I really like you. What do you think? And he was like, you know what? I like you too. So I was like, awesome. But, you know, we talked about it, and it wasn't really realistic for us to start dating or anything. So I was like, you know what? Just give me some time, and we'll figure this out, kind of deal. I was like, you know what? That's fine with me. I wasn't ready to start dating. I honestly wasn't talking to him to start dating. I just wanted to get it, you know, the question out in the air so that I wasn't like thinking it over in my head. Like, does he like me? Are we just friends? You know, I just wanted the air to be clear, right? So I did that. We talked, and then he left town again. We were still texting and stuff, calling, and then over the next 6 months, it started to like slow down, where I realized that he would never text me first, ever. At this point, my sister, who is basically traveling with him, sent me a text like, hey, kind of want to talk to you. Okay. So I called her, and she was like, you know, if I were you, I would want to know. So apparently this guy had just been like flirting with other girls, and like, even though that we agreed that we were not going to be waiting for each other. We just agreed that that was kind of stupid. You're not dating. We're not waiting for each other. But what he did say is that I was kind of like the only girl that he would want to date at the time. But I mean, the months had passed, and so she called me, and she's like, yeah, so he's not really talking to you, is he? And I was like, no. And basically everyone in their group kind of knew that we had had this conversation, and so everyone was like, what's going on, dude? Like, why aren't you talking to Meg? And basically some things in his life didn't work out the way that he wanted, and so he didn't really know how to tell me that, and so he kind of just left me on the hook, and I basically decided on my own, without him talking to me, that I was just done trying to wait for him to text me and call me and try to make some effort. So I was just done, and I was left for, I don't know, several months with just wondering like what happened, because he never contacted me. A few months later, he comes into town again, and I'm like, I don't really want to see him. But he texts me and he's like, hey, can we please talk? And honestly, at this point, I'm like, okay, I kind of want some closure. Want to know what happened. So I agreed to talk with him. I kind of made it specifically that he had to talk to me that exact day because I didn't want to wait. So I went and met with him, and immediately he apologized. I want to pause right here and say that I'm not making this video to bash this guy. This guy's a good guy. He just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. It was just a lot of confusion, a couple bad decisions made on my part and his part. And so, you know, I don't really blame anyone for what happened. It was just kind of like a mutual misunderstanding, and so I'm gonna throw that out there. I don't hate this guy. He's a good guy. But anyways, we talked, he apologized, but we both kind of agreed that, yeah, this is not gonna work out, you know? Like, let's just be friends. So that's what we agreed to. And then he left, and turns out he found another girl later on that he started dating. But during that period of time when I was not talking to this guy, where I just decided not to text him first and he never texted me back, I met someone else. This guy was a guy that I met at my college, and he is friends with some of my friends, and one of my friends actually liked him, and she liked this guy. I didn't really know him too much, and so, you know, I was just happy for her to meet a guy that she liked. He sounded like a really cool guy. But then we all started hanging out more, and I got to know him, and then all of a sudden I realized that I liked him too! And I kind of panicked, and I decided to kind of deny it to myself and to anyone who might have asked. Later on, I kind of came to the realization and kind of allowed myself to believe that I was indeed falling for this guy. Around that point in time, my friend kind of figured out that I liked him, and so she kind of confronted me and was like, what's going on? So there was a little bit of drama there. Clearly, you can imagine. Honestly, I just never really wanted to be that girl who came in and was like, hey, you got a crush? Guess what? I like him too. I'm gonna come in and be that girl. So that's not what I was trying to do. Literally, I tried everything to not like this guy, but he's a great guy. So that happened. Thankfully though, like this friend, she's a great person, and we were able to talk about it and be really mature about it. It's like, you know what, we're not gonna ruin our friendship over a guy. And so, you know, we just kind of just like, you know, just let's be honest with each other and like be open. So that's where we kind of left things. But with the guy, I started to hang out with him more and get to know him, and we started texting, and we texted a lot, and we hung out a lot. It's kind of one of the only guys that I've ever hung out with multiple times, just like alone, and just like being able to just have fun and hang out. And we got, I don't know, we got kind of close over the course of our of a quarter at college, maybe like through summer and then the quarter, and then our last quarter came of college, and he was trying really hard to like focus on his grades and get those down and be a good student. And so he kind of shut me out a little bit, but he shut out everyone. He was just really trying hard to study, and so when we used to hang out after college, you know, after our classes, we wouldn't do that anymore. It was kind of more like I would see him walking in the hallway, say hi, and that was it. So I really didn't get a lot of chance to like hang out with him over that quarter, but it was fun because I'm trying to be like not a horrible person and just be like, hey, you should hang out with me instead of, you know, study. It was a really hard quarter because I really like him. I was trying not to be like super annoying or like texting him all the time, which meant that basically I just never talked to him. And then the quarter ended, and so I'm like, yay, it's summer. Maybe we could actually hang out now. And so we talked and was like, yeah, let's hang out in the summer. But then he is also trying to work before he goes to college again in the fall. He works a lot. And which I was okay with. I was like, you know what, we can work around your schedule. I'm open mostly. So things were kind of just left in the air at the beginning of the summer. And we tried to make our friend group have some, like, you know, hangs. And, you know, we got a couple in. It's really hard to get multiple people's schedules together, even in the summer. And so, you know, things weren't really working out. I'd text him every once in a while, see if he could come to things, and he just wouldn't be able to. I would try to make plans that he would be able to, like, plan events that he could come to. I tried to, you know, text him. And then, coming to up to date, there just haven't been a lot, and it's already almost halfway through the summer that he has available before he leaves. And just getting to that point where I'm realizing that, I don't know, maybe it's not worth my time to just keep trying with these guys who don't try in return. It's really frustrating to be a person who, like, likes to be invested in, like, friendships. And it's like, if I put the effort out there, I'm gonna try and show up to things. I'm gonna try and check in with you. That's just what I appreciate. So that's what I'm gonna try and do. But I just, you know, like, not even with just, like, these two guys that I mentioned who have, like, not given me a lot to work with. But just with, like, a lot of friendships that I've had, of how they, you know, you hang out with a person, you have a good time, you're able to connect and have a good, you know, good connection, even on a friendship level. But then, like, I'm the only one who ever puts out the effort to try and make sure that we continue that friendship grows, that we're able to, I don't know, go places and do things and see each other, or even just say hi, you know? And so I guess that's just been something that's been really weighing on me this past week, because I've kind of decided to stop making so much effort for people who don't give effort in return, which is really hard for me, because I've always had this weird thing with that, where, like, half of me is like, if the person wants to hang out with you, they will make the effort, let them do all the work first, and then you can reciprocate. And then the other half of me is like, well, somebody has to, you know, somebody has to make the first move of, like, getting together. Somebody has to try and make the friendship work. Somebody has to, I don't know, have that first initiation thing. But I've been realizing that I swing from both ends, where either I don't do anything and I just let it die, or I'm doing everything, and neither way works. You know, it's a two-way street. And so I guess that's where I have had lots of failures in my love life that is non-existent. But also just in, like, friendship. Like, friendship, it's important to try to make efforts. And I don't have a lot of guy friends. Like, honestly, for some reason, it's just so hard for me to get guy friends who actually, I don't know, maintain a friendship. So, I mean, I'm still trying. I'm not going to give up on that. I've just been realizing that some of my girlfriends who live, like, hours away from me, they will always make the effort to text me or call me, plan things in advance so that we can actually hang out. And I guess my point is, why can't I expect my guy friends to make the same effort that these girls who have super busy lives, you know, they live farther away than any guy of friendship that I've ever made, and they try, and I appreciate that. And I guess that's what I want with any guy friend that I make. Not to say that I'm giving up on these two guys, because like I said, those are great friends. I really appreciate their friendships, and gonna keep them in my life if they want to, because I guess I'm tired of trying so hard for people who don't try back. This is a realization that I've had several times because I, like I said, tend to flip-flop a bit. But hopefully, by making this video, I'll be able to rewatch it and remind myself why I might not be sending that text that I might think is okay when really it's just prolonging something that shouldn't really be working out anyways, because I'm not getting anything back. So I should really stop putting all of the effort out there. There's nothing wrong with making people work a little to prove that they care about you. I'm not saying that in like a cynical way of like everybody should put out the effort for me. I'm just saying that real people care about people and they show it in some way or another. It doesn't have to be constantly texting somebody. Like I said, my girlfriends, they might reach out to me once a month. They might reach out to me and set up a time that we can meet once a month, but at least I have that to look forward to. And I'm not constantly wondering what's going on in their heads, because I'm just so sick of that. I guess there's my little rant and a little bit of a snippet into my life and how my friendships with males have kind of gone. I do have other guy friends. I'm gonna be hanging out with a guy friend this Saturday, so that's exciting. Because I really do. I just want to make friends, because why not, honestly? There's definitely more that I can talk about, but that's all that I have for today. I'm gonna finish eating these chips because these are basically my lunch. Sorry for talking with my mouth full. What can you do? There's my little bit of life story. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let the effort be made both ways. It's fine to step back and try and get people to reciprocate from time to time, because otherwise you're just gonna spend all your energy on people who don't really care that much, and that's not really a way to live. You need people who support you in the same way that you support them. So that's all I have to say. Hopefully you guys maybe learned something, either about yourselves or about me and my life. So thank you so much for watching.